Hi, Bart with Bicycle Rider YouTube. And here on the Bicycle Rider, we do try to review bikes that give you a bang for the buck. And that has been a hard thing to put together during this Corona pandemic and one of the biggest bicycle booms that we have ever seen in the world. A lot of bikes under the $1,000 mark have been sold out. And the Marin Kentfield is a bike that is on the market currently, that has availability, that is a very affordable bike for what you get. I get a lot of people coming into the bike shop every day asking for just a good, solid, regular bicycle. Marin's answer to that is the Marin Kentfield. It's a no-frills bicycle that is very solid, very easy to ride, very efficient, and can do multiple things. This is the Kentfield 2, which is the upper level of this model. And this whole bike comes in for $579. And you get a lot of bike for $579. There's some features that you're not going to get on a bike like this for the money. And that is, you know, a bike like this is going to be simple. It's going to have a regular rigid fork on it. It is a aluminum fork, aluminum frame, and Marin does a great job with their aluminum fork, aluminum frame. But this is a positive because it keeps the bike light. And here at the end of the video, we're actually going to weigh this bike. So not having a full suspension fork on there keeps the bike simple. It does not make it complex. There's not much maintenance you need to do to a rigid fork. They've been around for a long time, so I'm going to say a rigid fork is a good thing. But what Marin has done is they have mated this rigid fork to a 700C wheel, so that is efficiency. But they have given you a 40mm tire, and to me that is the key. Having a nice wide tire, having some air volume that you could either, you know, pump up if you wanted to get a lot of speed out of this bike, or lower the pressure if you just want comfort. And one of the things that Kentfield does very well is multiple things. A bike like this can be used for multiple purposes. You know, you can use this bike as your all-around city commuter. If you want to go to the grocery store, if you want to go to the library, if you want to take your girlfriend out to the coffee shop, this is a cool bike to do it. And if you ask me, it's kind of a cool-looking bike as well. This one they actually call chrome. So it is not a, you know, metal chrome finish. It's more of a painted chrome. I think it looks good, especially with the tan walls and you know, the black fork on it. So it's a good looking regular bicycle, but it rides really good. When I sit on this bike, just the overall frame geometry is very comfortable. It has a long head tube here, and with the frame having a long head tube here, it puts you a little bit more upright. So this is not one of those bikes that you are hunched over the front wheel. It puts you in a nice, comfortable riding position. And in this riding position, you know, I feel confident going in and out of traffic. My line of sight is good. But yet, if I want to, you know, get some fitness out of this and get some speed, this bike actually rips. You know, it's a pretty fast bike. A lot of that is because of the 700C wheel. But this bike's geometry just kind of lends itself to a quick, zippy bike. But on the other hand, if you just want stability and you want to, you know, ease off to the coffee shop, the bike lets you do that as well. So, you know, for the overall ride quality of this bike, for the money, I think this bike rides really well. It does have some pretty wide handlebars. Most bikes in this category I don't see have this wide of a handlebar. And I think, you know, Marin does a lot of mountain bikes. So, you know, they put wide handlebars on a mountain bike and they say, well, why don't we do that on a city bike, on a hybrid style bike? I'm a small guy, 5'9", 150 pounds. So these bars are actually a little bit wider than I am used to. But I like it. I think they feel good. I'm a mountain biker, so I'm kind of used to some wide bars. But I think the bigger guys really could appreciate this. Guys that have some wider shoulders, that have, you know, a little bit bigger arms than I have, they probably get on their handlebars and they're like this. So this, you know, it's a nice wide bar, and it does give you plenty of leverage to, you know, if you need to make a turn or something, you've got a lot of leverage. So a short stem makes this bike kind of fun if you want to do some wheelies or something. You can easily get this front end up in the air. So, you know, a front end that's nice. The cockpit's short, but, you know, a long frame. So this long frame kind of lets you elongate your torso, use your lungs. A drop chain stays, you know, adds a little bit of flexibility, and to me it actually keeps the gear range close to each other. So you can see that the cranks and the cassette are fairly close to each other. So I think that helps the gears shift overall. And talk about shifting, I am very impressed with the derailleur. And the Advent derailleur actually has a clutch. So, you know, you have a clutch derailleur that helps you from, you know, dropping a chain because it's keeping, you know, tension on the chain. And they give you a awesome wide gear range. They do that because they give you one buy in the front. So we've got a 38 tooth sprocket in the front and a 10-speed gears in the back. And it is an 1151. So really this bike, if you live in an area that you have to do a lot of climbing, San Francisco, Denver, Colorado, places like that, this bike is actually a billy goat. This bike will climb. It does have rack mount, so if you put a rack on it and you wanted to weigh this bike down, no problem climbing a hill with a gear range like this. So I think it's really cool that in I'm going to call it an economy bike, that they're putting such a nice gear system on. Nice seat, nice wide seat. It does have quite a bit of cushion to it, and it gives you, you know, a place for your sit bones to sit. So overall, this is a great bike. I'm going to go ahead and put this bike on the scale and let you know what it weighs. And really, a bike like this, you know, weight isn't the overall factor in it, but since we have a scale, you know, might as well use it. And if you do like our content on the Bicycle Rider, please subscribe. And it just does help, you know, Gary and I get things like a scale so we can give you true weight of what these things weigh. And of course, I'm not a bicycle stand. I try to be as close as possible. We're just getting close. So this bike is coming in right at 30 pounds. And 30 pounds is very respectable for, you know, a commuter bike at, you know, at this price point. So I won't get too long-winded about this bike, but I do want to, you know, touch one more thing is the brakes on this bike. It does give you a cable-operated mechanical brake system, disc brake system. The brakes work good. It's the kind of brakes that it's not a two-finger brake. This is a full-hand brake. And if you want this bike to stop quick, you pull it all the way to the bars, but it gives you a lot of modulation in between. So, you know, Marin's done a great job with the Kentfield 2. Like I said, several of them are available. And it's one of those bikes that I would highly recommend if you just want a good, solid, robust bike that does many things very well. Thank you.